This is a seashell, obviously. And when people think seashell, they think beach or island, and that's also a lot of people's dream vacation. I was lucky enough to be able to go on a vacation to Hawaii, actually twice, but I'm going to talk about my most recent trip because it was my favorite vacation ever. So on Christmas, my grandpa announced to the whole family that we would all be getting to go to Hawaii that upcoming summer together. And that was really awesome that I got to go with my family. So there was a lot of people there. And once summer rolled around and the time came, we drove from here, Aberdeen, to Minneapolis, and then flew out of Minneapolis, I believe, to Seattle, and then to the direct island we were staying at, which was Kauai. And once we got there, it was like the airport was like outside and it was super warm all the time. And then we just like rented a car and went to the resort to meet up with the rest of our family. And this is like family who I only get to see on like certain holidays. So then our first day was just kind of catching up and getting to know each other again and see each other. And while we were there, we did a lot of fun activities. Obviously, we went to the beach, which we wasn't going to do when you're on Hawaii. And while I was at the beach, I did a lot of fun things. Boogie boarding was a good one, which boogie boarding is basically just like surfing, but you're laying down on a smaller board and riding smaller waves, but it's still fun. And I also did a lot of snorkeling. This and the other time I went to Hawaii would be the only two times I snorkeled, but I'll still say it's one of my favorite activities that I've ever done, just because of how much I loved it. And then outside of the beach, you still had like shopping centers and stuff that you could go to and look at, and the resort itself had a pool and stuff and a hot tub, so you didn't always have to go to the beach, because for us we had to like take a 10-minute walk to the beach, which isn't bad at all, but sometimes you just don't want to. And while you're at those shopping centers and stuff, you can get like, I don't know, cool stuff to bring back. Like I've got a couple shirts, but also just walking around, and when you find stuff like seashells, it's even better because you didn't have to pay for it and you like found it yourself. And my favorite part while I was there, so like I said, we went to Kauai, and that's basically just like a circle, and it's a really small island. And what we did was, so the whole west side of the island is mountains, so you can't drive there because unless you want to go on a hike, but we just wanted to relax. So we were at the bottom of the island. We drove all the way to the top, which was only 40 minutes. That's how small the island was. And we had to like, we went around the edge, the coastline, just because that's where all the cities are there. And then we went all the way to the top without stopping. And then we started going down, stopping at all the beaches and any cool sights we saw in towns just to like have fun. And we also ended up learning a lot about Hawaii. There was a museum. And then we also went to a luau, and that was really cool. They had their fire breathers and they told stories with dances about like their history as Hawaiians. And it was just a really cool experience. So the luau and the driving trip were probably my two favorite parts while being there. So in conclusion, it was definitely an awesome experience. If I would suggest that if you ever get the chance to go to Hawaii, you should definitely take it. It's a really fun place, and it's still here in America, so getting there isn't super difficult. You don't have to go through like a lot of customs or anything, and it's just definitely worth it. And here is my outline.